a sunlit world of what he believes to be reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld, a place that is just as real, but not as brightly lit. A dark side.
The following contains images of graphic violence. Viewer discretion is advised.
Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you and love. Life's sweetest reward. Let it flow. It floats back to you. Soon we'll be making another run. The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Set a course for adventure, your mind on a new romance. And love won't hurt anymore. It's an open smile on a friendly shore. It's love. Welcome aboard. It's love.
That like that.
Right, but why? If you love this chick and you've known her so long, why even just pull me in?
If I would have told you I had a girl, what would you would have done? Thank you.
If you would have told me that you had a woman that you was dealing with for over a year, I wouldn't have got my feelings involved.
It happened because
I was
it was
led to
supposed to
feel
happen.
and think that
I didn't lead
was
you on
building
nothing.
because I was led to think that I was building something more special than that with you. I don't give a what you say.
I didn't lead you.
If you say, oh, we didn't spend time together, we talked on the phone, we had beautiful conversations.
But you're not the only chick I do that with. So it's like, yo.
But you was never straight with me. Don't try to make it
Listen, man, what I do, you know what I do.
No, I don't know what you do. I know what you told me and what you showed me. And this is not what you told me or what you showed me.
Listen, when I approached you, you knew the aura. You knew what it was. I laid my Mac down, and it was just that. You gave me number, and we called the mother. We and it's that.
Whatever.
Okay.
jug of champagne. I'm no dork, a thug with a brain. Why you and I?
You admit that you have slapped Tina before, but why, Ike?
She would be walking around looking sad, looking sad with a lip drop, and I keep asking her, "Ann, what is the matter with you? What's wrong?" And it's always, nothing. And it would go on for a day or two till finally, why the don't you? And then this is where I would slap her or something. Then she would change her mood or attitude or something. Let me tell you, I would say this. I would do no more to Tina, and I did no more to Tina than I would want somebody to do to my mother.
Tina has said that after a while, making love to you was like rape.
That's another lie. Boy, that chick, I swear, boy, they ain't missing no hole. Look.
Well, love is scarce, scarce as can be. I have no one to love for me. They just pass me by. Just let me be. Oh, please, somebody. I'm by myself in misery. Don't nobody want me. They just let me be. Things will change. I'll get a break someday. I won't have to be mistreated this way.
Warning, the songs you are about to hear are intended for mature listening audiences only. If you have a weak mind or heart and don't like words like shit, fuck, or cunt, then please refrain from listening any further.
It's time for some real music. It's showtime. We have seen imitators. We've also seen duplicators. But now it's time for the originators.
All right, Los Angeles and the rest of the world. You know what time it is. Subversive Radio at its finest. Fully endorsed by the one and only Atom Bomb. This is the real deal in extreme underground music worldwide. I am your host, Jimmy Cabs, along with... Where the hell is Lost Johnny at? Is he here?
Here's Johnny.
No, he's not here. Lost Johnny is late again, Salvador. Mike, how you doing there?
Doing good, kid. What about you?
Oh, hey, look at you. Are you on methamphetamines? Why? A couple of beers, and all of a sudden you regain the power of speech, huh?
I feel like a Mexican now.
I got to tell you, did you get laid on over Valentine's? Is that what's going on? Did you have a Valentine's and you got to, dip a little bacteria love hoe, and that's why you're fully confident and you're able to speak behind the mic?
No, just a beer and a weed.
Oh, what do you say to that? How you doing there, hands off, Jenny?
I'm doing great.
How was your Valentine's?
My Valentine's was filled with food poisoning.
Oh, wow. We have a lot in common.
I think you were just really drunk and you couldn't hold your food.
No, you know what? It's funny because this music block that I just opened the show with, I titled it the I Want to Shit and Piss All Over You Valentine's, And that's what literally happened to me. My date and I, we went out for a romantic Valentine's dinner at an all-you-can-eat sushi place. And on the way to my vehicle to go to our romantic rendezvous location, to go exchange bodily fluids, I literally shit all over myself. So
those were your underwear?
No.
I was going to say, they're fancy.
No, they don't. If you want, I don't. If it's okay with Mr. X, I could pull up an image and show you my shitty box.
Okay.
Jenny, I've seen it. You don't want to see it.
Hey, Lost Johnny, how you doing there?
I'm good. Finding someone to park around here can be a bit of a troublesome chore. So I made it. Here I am, a little bit late.
Well, we were talking about Valentine's Day. How was your Valentine's Day?
I'm glad you asked because I went to the Lord Dying Yidra show.
I was supposed to go to that.
I know. Nick asked about you. It was great. I was very high, as I said I was going to be. I was very stoned, and I took the drive all of, 5 minutes from my pad and had a fucking... Lord Dying are fucking badass.
All three bands are great.
Great bands, fully assaulted. Glad I wore my earplugs. Great fucking
As a
time.
matter of fact, let's be fair and mention the two opening bands, which are local bands from Los Angeles that are amazing. The Death Kings.
Awesome. Their new stuff is fucking great.
I know. Those dudes, I got to tell you, I don't smoke cannabis, but I was fortunate. Nick ended up, I don't know if I should say this, but he ended up letting me listen to the demo of the new shit. And I'm like, dude, I got to smoke weed to this because it's just insane.
I did smoke weed to it, and it's fucking insane.
Also, Yidra. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yidra, yeah.
They're fucking amazing. Their new shit. Actually, they're coming in today. We're going to be...
yeah. I think we've seen them before. I know I have. They opened for I Hate God or Nausea or something like that. This is a while ago.
So did you go with somebody to this event?
No. Lone wolf.
Wow. Well, you know what? I was just telling Jenny that I had like this romantic Valentine's Day dinner. I got to keep repeating this because it's so embarrassing that I got to really get it out of my system.
Again?
And it just goes to show you, like, you know what? It's when you're paired up with somebody that is really cool and like they truly care about you.
Yeah.
Then they can put up with anything. Like out of all days, this is the day we go eat sushi, right?
I'm perpetually amazed.
And as you know, I have had this vegan diet before, but I've strayed from it. I've
seen your lamentations for Tommy Burgers.
Dude, I'm so fucking digressing in that whole healthy eating. But anyways, we had this all you can eat sushi, and on the way to my car, we're gonna go to this like romantic fucking rendezvous. Like it was, dude. I had just grown this fresh, long ass hair so she could rip out and feed on.
Oh my God!
And you know I'm not exaggerating about that. As a matter of fact,
ladies, take note.
Hey, Jenny, have you reached that point in your sexual maturity where you like to rip out ass hair and eat it? Is that a no?
That's a no.
You'll get there, darling. Anyways,
practice makes perfect.
I had grown this like fresh crop of ass hair for her to rip out. She loves doing that, by the way.
Oh my God!
And unfortunately, we couldn't explore any of those fetishes because on the way to the car, I literally just shit on myself. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Those plans got to abort. But she was cool. And that, I hope all of you out there that
if she was cool, she would have had her own set of wipes.
Why don't you call in, darling, if you want?
Yeah. Please set the record straight, or at least wipe it clean. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, next time carry some Ella wipes. But you know, what? Contrary to, there was so many guys that were suffering and struggling and on stress that day. Jimmy, where can I get the cheapest flowers? Dude, I gotta get my bitch up. I mean, dude. Like, it's nice to be with someone and not have that stress, and then it sucks to see these guys that have been married 20 years plus, and they're struggling on that day, like, totally.
Dude, you had 364 days of fucking, even the month before. Just think about it for New Year's. I mean, that's the whole thing that bothers me, well, amongst many other things, where it's just like, you got the chick. You know, you don't need to do it on Valentine's Day. Do it like on some random day. Just like, you know what? Hey, you're cool. I'm going to take you to fucking Sizzler. Right, whatever, dude.
You know, why the stress? Why the whole, I mean, listen, let's be honest. A lot of these
I know
dudes,
you bought those fucking cards and candy on the fucking corner in front of the gas station,
yeah,
too,
from
you
fucking
fucker.
Maria, fucking Salvador and Mike's cousin, you know what I mean? Was your cousin giving out any deals for those?
50% off now, kid.
But what's really funny, this is the hilarious part. I was telling a friend of mine, I go, listen, dude, I don't know if you're aware of this or not. You might not want to spend that money on that shitty fucking Guatemalan fucking teddy bear.
No.
You know, or those fucked up fucking candies from fucking El Salvador. Because have you noticed that your wife has maintained her figure these 20 plus years she's been with you?
That's got to speak a lot.
And your third kid or fourth kid or whatever is reaching that 18 years old mark where he or she is going out to college, and he's like, huh?
Oh, they're self-sufficient somehow. Okay,
and listen, I as you know, Johnny, I've partaken. Let's not get into my personal fucking shit, but as you know, I'm very, very well educated in body language and octaves or what have you. I can profile a person. I'm like, dude, I've noticed within the last 15 years that your wife hasn't had like a really good orgasm, and like your kid is off to college. She's gone, bro. So save that dough, and you know what? Why don't you get yourself one of the best fucking, Guatemalan lawyers you can get, because you're gonna lose everything.
If they were smart, which sounds to me they're not. It's a balance. If you're gonna like support a kid and bring them up, and they're at that point where they're gonna be again self-sufficient and whatnot. That's when you focused all of that energy, all that stressful fucking, I don't know, shit, and just focus it on her. Fuck the shit out of her. Better yet.
Cunnilingus, dude.
Fuck the shit
Twice a month.
Fuck the shit out of her in a foreign country. Dude, chicks love to travel.
Hands up, Jenny, right? Cunnilingus in a foreign country? Dude, right?
Imagine you
I mean, I know you're not married, but you're a woman, right? Cunnilingus in a foreign country?
Dude, imagine... let's just say Mr. X, because for the sake of conversation, let's just say Mr. X is down there getting wild while you have a perfect view of the fucking Roman Coliseum. Dude, you're going to come like that. Boom.
Cunnilingus saves marriages.
Tahiti. Boom.
Yeah. Cunnilingus.
Count them off. It'll be like fireworks.
Cunnilingus in fucking Hawaii.
Oh, my God. Doofa.
Yeah. Jesus, what do I say?
Just in a place that you can't even pronounce, and you're fucking, oh my God, forget it.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, darling, that I shit all over myself, but I swear I'm doing tongue aerobics right now as we speak. I'm going to really, really...
What's that line that Sam Kinison was like, guys, if you're going to do oral sex, you got to go about it with like the alphabet.
Yeah, the alphabet.
By the time you get to S, she'll be at O.
It's really true. Hands up, Jenny.
Hands off, Johnny.
Lost Johnny. What did we start the set with?
Oh, we started the set off with a whole mixture of love songs, courtesy of the demented mind of yours, not yours truly, but your attorney, my attorney, Jimmy Kaz. Motorhead, Dirty Love from the classic record Ace of Spades. And one of my favorite love songs, I Love You, from Black Flag, from their live 1984 record, which is going on 30 years this year. Boy, boy, boy. It still holds up. After that, we heard Gigi Allen, I Want to Piss on You, from the record Dirty Love Songs. Wonder where that's going. After that, we heard Wine You, Dine You, 69 You, from the Mentors. How could you not expect anything less from El Duce, from the record You Asked For It. And we ended the set properly with Lover Boy, Love Is Scarce, from Ike Turner. A true, true romantic and genuinely rock and roll innovator.
Hey, listen, you know what's even more funny is like I played a soundbite where they asked him, like, hey, so, Tina Turner alleges that you slapped her. He's like, oh man, she'd be in a bad mood. After a couple of days, I just.
Dude, this is the true story. My friend was at my friend was at a.
Love that dude.
Dude, my friend was somewhere and he saw Ike Turner walking down the street, and he was drunk. Not Ike Turner, my friend. So he goes up to Ike Turner. He's like, hey man, why don't you beat me like Tina? Needless to say, Ike Turner was pretty bummed.
I got to tell you, though, and I'm being dead serious, Ike Turner is truly a rock and roll pivotal figure. And he's been disgraced. His legacy...
Tarnished.
Listen, let's be honest, man. I mean, I'm fortunate that when I choke and beat a bitch, she's comfortable with it. You know
and
what
you
I mean?
Consent
It's consensual. Yeah, to have fucking Jeff Bull.
No, this is a true story in what you were saying.
He should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I know, he should be.
He should be.
For musician purpose, the story goes, he was carrying an amp to a studio session. He dropped the amp. As he was plugging it in, it gave off a sort of distorted hiss, and he liked it. So, hence distorted rock and roll, purely by accident. Yeah. And again, happened to fall in the place of Chuck Berry and Little Richard. So
I got to tell you, man.
He should be on the Mount Rushmore of the rock and roll pantheon.
I got to tell you, I always get emails when I play like an obscure, music figure like that. Well, why did you have that? Because
it all ties in.
If it wasn't for him and others, like you mentioned, there would be no heaviness. Speaking of heaviness, let me tell you who we're going to have to do. This is going to be a great show. All right. As you know, I am a huge Bill Montoya fan.
Yes.
Since I was a child. Let me explain something to a lot of you ignorant people out there, because every time I talk about this guy, I mean, the guy is till this day very humble, very low key. He hates when I do this. Yeah. But you know what? Someone has to say it. Fuck Rick Rubin. Fuck all these other fucking well-known, high-profile fucking producers and engineers, because they're fucking useless. They're fucking nothing. Bill Montoya is the real deal. If you're into heavy underground extreme music, Slayer, CLC, DRI, Cryptic Slaughter,
Armored Saint,
Trouble. I could go on and on and on. But he goes even way back. He goes into like the pivotal real LA metal. All that good shit that was on the early Metal Blade. I don't know why. I'm going to ask him that. But this guy is the real deal.
As you said before, he is the Quincy Jones of metal.
He really is. I'm not being a smartass. And you know what? What's great about it is that he's still relevant till this day. He's going to be coming in with a band called Skidrow, which you saw on Friday.
Absolutely.
Great local band here from Los Angeles. So that's going to be a good show. Now, this is going to be even more interesting. Talk about fucking like putting a timestamp on where we're at. Scott from Cryptic Slaughter is going to be. Actually, he's out there.
Right now. I said hello and I walked in.
There he goes. He's behaving nice and well. Did you tell him you could get a beer from the fridge?
Of course.
All right. Attaboy. Grab a beer. Attaboy. Nah. He's going to be here. We're going to have Les Evans as well from Cryptic Slaughter. They're celebrating the re-release of timeless. I mean, these dudes are crossover pioneers.
Yes, they are.
Straight up. The timeless Convicted and Money Talks re-release on Relapse Records.
Boom.
And of course, he's a friend of the show. We're going to enjoy it. And talk about that guy hitting the lotto. Have you seen what he's dating, man? Like, I'm dying to know, his Valentine's.
There's envy and then there's envy. Come on. I mean, just the fact that both of these guys are here, and I've been a Cryptic Slaughter fan, for quite a while, and they have fueled many a workout.
Dude, they've influenced so many bands. They're still relevant. And you know what? Again, I don't know why I don't know why it is not written by all these so-called music journalists, not only here locally, worldwide. But you know what? That's why I'm here, to fucking let it be known.
World.
world.
If you're not
Why?
into it already, get your ass on the internet somehow, some way, and get Cryptic slaughtered between your fucking ears.
Now, real quick, I believe Gonorrhea Tony is on the line.
Oh, boy.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus.
Is he still in therapy?
Formerly Gonorrhea Tony.
Yeah.
Tony, are you there?
Reform Tony.
What's up, motherfucker?
Hey, let me ask you a question, man, because you're no longer Gonorrhea Tony. Even though I spent Monday with you, you were kind of slipping back into that. How are you doing after that whole session with Dr. Lamore Blockman? First of all, how fucking beautiful and wonderful was she?
Wow.
Amazing, right?
Amazing.
How did you, what's going on? Did you have a Valentine's date?
No.
80, for 15 minutes for $80?
What's going on with you, man? How are you doing? Are you?
Hey, hold on. Ask me that question again about the Valentine's. Go for it again.
I'm asking you, did you go out on Valentine's? Did you have a
No,
Valentine's
ask
Day?
it. How was your Valentine's?
How was your Valentine's Day?
Does the right hand count?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
What's up, dude?
Oh, what's up, dude? I mean, I got to tell you, man.
Gonorrhea Tony will be at the
How was that episode? Was that episode
that
awesome
was great.
last week?
No, he'll be at the Laugh Factory next week working on this material.
Hey, how are you doing seriously? Because I got a lot of flack for, like, people still were under the impression that I brought you on to make fun of you, which I didn't. I mean, I got to spend Monday with you. Thank you very much for...
Nice of you. Thank you, Jimmy, for hanging out with me.
How are you feeling? Are you taking the doctor's tips and advice? Are you doing what she suggested for you to do so that way you can meet a special someone?
Cool, dude. You know what I mean? It's all right. You know, just I gotta put it for myself. You know, it's not like magic. You know what I mean, dude?
That's actually very true. He needs, this is the first steps in a very long journey.
Well, listen, whatever you do, don't be buying fucking women any more gift cards to fucking Macy's.
Oh, yeah, dude. Seriously, dude, right?
Yeah, no. Let your personality shine. And also, don't be following them late at night with a ski mask.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yep. Hey, I like the part where you just say right now, dude. Don't be buying shit to chicks. You know what the fuck? Unless they're your girlfriend, do it. But if not, fuck that, you know?
All right, man. Well, listen, we wish you the best. I hope you stay on that course that...
Oh, yeah, dude.
I hope you did, because, Dr. Lamore really gave you some really, really good advice.
Hey, I want to give out a shout out on the air. What's up?
All right, hurry up. Give it.
What's up, Johnny?
Oh, hi. How you doing?
Hey, Johnny, I fucking like you, man. You're a cool cat. I was talking to Jimmy Cabs about you. I was like, man, I like Johnny. He's a cool cat. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
All
That's
right.
appreciated.
We like you, too,
I like
man.
you, too.
You know, I was just rewinding the video from last time when we were with Dr. Lemoyne. Every time you cracked, it was just rolling. I was just rolling. I was like, man, I like that guy, dude.
Hey,
You know,
man,
he's a
we
cool
brought
cat.
you on, and we brought you a real, relationship sex therapist to help you because you're a cool dude, man. So I really want to see you
grow,
not follow my road or
Yeah. Hey, is Salvadorian Mike right there?
Of course.
A huevo.
Oh, hey, hold on. Oh, this is Salvador. Oh, huevo.
Yeah, his Valentine's Day
Like I said, he'll
was with marijuana and Budweiser.
Reform Tony will be at the Laugh Factory working on his material.
All right,
His
got
next
it, Tony.
comedy
We got to
album.
move it along. But thanks for being here, brother. See ya. All right. We're going to dedicate this show to Medea Richards. She's fighting cancer right now. She's actually a wonderful fucking human being. So we're sending off, I can't believe vile fuckers like ourselves actually have positivity, but we're sending out some positive vibes.
It's going out there.
So Medea Richards, we wish you the best. Stay strong. Also, here's the deal. There are two captives that are in Afghanistan that really, fuck. I don't know if you follow up with that, but wow, this is really disturbing. Obviously, the media has been talking about the Special Ops SAS dog, which there's a conflicting thing on that where they say it's actually a Navy SEALs dog, but they're saying that it's an SAS Special Ops dog that's been captive. And also, how do you pronounce this? Bo Berdotz, I believe. He's been captive since July 19, 2009. So we're sending off special stay strong and positive vibes. The fact that, here's the deal, when you're dealing with special op units, especially, it's in the media now with the movie Lone Survivor and all that. There's a lot that goes on that is never disclosed in the mainstream media. But the sacrifice that these people do for our country, and especially right now, still in Afghanistan, it's just what they sacrifice is amazing. So, I mean, we're sending off special vibes off to these 2 captives. And people are probably saying, well, why are you really putting so much emphasis on a canine dog? You know what? Let me tell you something.
Man, dog's a man best band.
The bond that goes between that special ops handler and that canine is fucking beyond loyal and human, man. I'm telling you. And they use that dog for really, they go into tunnels, they go into sniffing out bombs. That's a fucking heroic animal right there. And to have that canine captive, hopefully, as what we've seen, like in Al Jazeera and all that, they're treating the dog right. They're not decapitating him. But you know what? It just touches me because I am a fucking a dog lover. And also, as I mentioned, Bo Burnat's captive since July 2009. So we're going to dedicate this set to him. Hands off, Jenny. Hit it.
station is Mr. Know-It-All.
All right. Lost Johnny, what did we hear?
Oh, man, we heard some more heavy shit. Started this set with Dead Love / Jug Full of Sun from Spirit Caravan. Speaking of wino, from the record The Last Embrace. After that, we heard The Wounded Kings. Ooh, new to my ears. Gonna be repeated sometime soon. Lost Bride from the record. I'm gonna say this slowly. Consolamentum.
Yeah, you know what? Let me interrupt real quick. February 25th, The Wounded Kings. That's a track off the new soon-to-be-released record. That's on Candlelight Records. Heavy shit. That gets a Tom Warrior seal of approval.
Ooh.
So make sure you pick that up.
Haven't you heard enough? After that, we heard Twilight, the name of the song Lungs from their record. Number 3, Beneath the Trident's Tomb. And I want to give a shout out to the next band we played, The Exploited, Punk's Not Dead from Edinburgh, Scotland. Poor Waddy had a heart attack on stage, which is why they canceled the rest of their European tour. Waddy, you should have changed your party order.
Yeah,
dude.
you know what? When I heard that, man, I was a little bummed out about that because, I mean, you know what? Waddy, I mean, people may disagree with me, but he's one of those pivotal punk figures.
He's a
right, Scott? Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember with Cryptic in the beginning, it was always GBH, Exploited. I mean, I remember getting Punk's Not Dead and just like looking and going, this guy would fucking kill me.
Yeah. I remember that was one of the first punk rock tape I ever bought. It was Exploited live at the White House. And the guy's voice just like, where the fuck is this guy from? The song's dedicated to Argentina. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mean, they are punk rock.
They're the epitome.
But dude, the dude's like fucking what, 57 or something?
He's pushing 60.
So here's the deal. Change your fucking party oil. I mean, I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, you look incredible, and I'm not saying that in a homosexual way. I mean, do you change your party oil?
Yeah, to this way too much lately.
No, really. No, I'm serious. I had this rap last week. Like, listen, from 30 on, because I mean, I used to love the fucking the devil's dandruff. I used to love it. And you know what? Even I'm aware of like, you change your party oil. You don't want to be like Salvador Mike, all fucking brain damage and shit, right, Mike? You can't even fuck on Facebook. Has he sent you any messages on Facebook?
Fortunately not, but I do follow him.
They're as illegible and as fucking retarded as he speaks.
Yeah, that's actually very true.
He makes gonorrhea Tony look like a fucking English professor, dude.
The best thing that I've done is I quit smoking over a year ago. So that's the best.
Have you?
Yeah, I haven't smoked in over a year.
I was asking for a cigarette.
I got something else you can smoke, baby.
Oh, easy.
Bigger than a cigarette.
All right, here's the deal.
Talk about free shit Sunday.
Scott Peterson is here from the legendary Cryptic Slaughter, the pioneer of the crossover scene. You know what? Again, thank you for being here.
That's always my pleasure.
You're here because we're going to be celebrating. It's not 25 years, is it? Or is it
no,
over?
It's longer.
It's what, over 30?
Convicted came out. No. Well, Cryptic has been together since 84 as a three-piece, me, Les, and Bill. So we're going 30 years on that. Rob joined right before Convicted came out. So Rob joined late 85, early 86. So we're going 29, 28 years. So
wow,
that's just for Convicted. And then Ray Toxie is 87.
Now, I'm fascinated with this. And again, I'm going to stray a little bit. But, I mean, you look incredible. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I've seen who you sleep with. But what are you really, what are you doing? Because, I mean, I'm an avid Rite Aid fucking moisturizer section guy. They know me. I mean, they even suggest it. Have you tried the Neutrogena anti-wrinkle cream? But I mean, right, hands off, Jenny. Doesn't he look amazing? Like, look at this guy. He's my age. Yeah, he doesn't have marble miles.
My face is better.
I agree, Jenny.
What are you doing, man? I mean, it's almost 30 years.
Well, I mean, you've seen pictures of my pops. My pops is going to be 76 years old,
genes,
and he looks like he's 60-something.
Yeah, bastard.
And, dude, you're looking at me straight on. I look awesome, but if I turn sideways, I look like a fat tattooed baby.
Do you do double chin exercises?
Oh, dude, I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, you look awesome. And I turn to get something. I'm like, you fucking fat tattooed baby. Then I grab my beer.
You're here. We have also the legendary Bill Montoya out there. We're gonna bring him in right now with a great band from Southern California called Skidrow. But when we get to your segment, that's gonna be awesome because Bill and you have made history. And what upsets the fuck out of me is that these so-called real deal music journalists, they never get it right, dude. They never do. Cryptic Slaughter was a pivotal fucking band at that era that really was at the forefront of what became known as a crossover scene.
Yeah.
And Bill Montoya Fuck Rick Rubin. Fuck all these other high profile. Bill Montoya is the real deal. If it wasn't for him, these bands like Slayer, CLC, Dear Eye, Armored Saint, I could go on and on. Trouble. I could go on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
He recorded the real deal. He was the mastermind at that era. So I'm glad to have both of you here.
Yeah, and then we're going to have Les calling in, too.
We're going to be talking to Les. How's Les? Does he still have that sexy hair? Or?
It's a little bit shorter, but he's still fucking funny as hell, still a great guy. And, I mean, you'll see when you talk to him. He's going to have stories upon stories, man.
Yeah.
Still a top-notch dude.
All right, why don't we bring in the Yittera guys? Wake up there, Mike. Salvadoran fuck.
Yo, kid.
Bring me a beer, too, I read it. Let's bring in the Yittera.
By the way, Yittera, they were fucking loud as fuck. I mean, that show last Friday night was just volume upon volume.
Yeah.
And
What's
definitely
going on, guys?
did hold
How
their
you doing?
own. Most definitely.
All right.
Wasn't even all of our gear either.
Jesus
Really?
Christ.
All right, let's welcome
Frightening.
Yittera. Thank you for being here. I believe, where's Salvador Mike? Fucking
He disappeared.
All right, so let's have 1, 2, 3. You want to bring a seat for our gents here, my friend?
Salvadorian Mike disappeared in a cloud of pot smoke.
First of all, I want to welcome you to the Very Managing Cab Show. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
It's really funny. It's really funny because I'm familiar with you, gents. As I've stated before, I mean, 30 years plus in the underground scene, especially here in Los Angeles. But I've, like, for instance, please introduce yourself.
My name is Dave.
All right, Dave. I've seen you around forever, dude. And then it turns out you used to play in the Abandoned.
Yeah, a couple different versions of it.
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, you've been
and Motorcycle. Not the one from Sweden or wherever the hell they were fucking from.
Los
They
Angeles.
just stole the name after we broke up.
All right, this is Yittera. Why don't we introduce the rest of the band here?
Hi, I'm Chris Hannon, the drummer.
Oh, yeah, I play guitar.
Ted Veneman, rhythm guitar, theremin, and vocals.
You got to share the mic there. I'm sorry, bro.
That's no problem. I'm Tom Harris, bass.
All right, here's the deal. 30 years plus, I've been seeing live music. There's a really bad stigma that comes to Los Angeles. I'd say it's changed within the last 20 years or so. But, I mean, Los Angeles, these so-called real music journalists, they always seem to be fixated with that poser glam rock era. That's what LA, even now, you know, I mean, there's been like these high-profile documentaries by so-called fucking, what's the word I'm looking for, John? Authorities. But they completely ignore or they are unaware of the true underground scene that existed and still exists prevalently. I mean, I could go back to when it was the real punk Olympic scene, and then the whole crossover underground punk metal fusion, then the stoner doom rock genre. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. And one of the things that really, really irritates me is that when people claim that Los Angeles is not a real city when it comes to real music, real extreme heavy music. Here we are, present day. Amazing bands that are going on right now. A whole revolution.
No shortage at all.
No shortage at all. All you got to do is get the fuck out and go see these bands. Everyone was fucking bombarding me yesterday about, you know, Amon and Roth and Skeleton Witch. No offense, but that's just way too weak for me.
And expensive.
On Friday.
Production values over there.
Wait till Manowar comes.
Oh, shit. Don't get me started on that, man.
Don't get me started on that.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, too. If you're paying $100, if it ain't Neil Diamond, get the fuck away. But anyways.
I went online to see how much Sabbath tickets were because I was going to be at the Hollywood Bowl.
You know what?
You're back in the booty butt fuck way up to $80. I'm like, I'm just going to go climb in the bushes
You know,
and
I was
hang out
talking
with
so much
for free.
I was talking so much shit last year about that, but then once that date, I don't mean to defer from the band, but real quick, once that date came, I felt like an asshole. Like, oh, I should have been there. But dude, like $80 up, come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
Then you
how
pay
much money do you need?
$40 for a fucking T-shirt and
don't forget beers.
Yeah,
beers, parking.
$10 a piece.
Well, I went to the forum to see when the last reunion thing went through. I would have blown that whole shit because I was puking my guts out the entire show. I was watching Ozzy like this.
So that's a real Black Sabbath show right there.
Like, it was packed around me, and then everybody fucking split.
On Friday, Church of the Eighth Day, one of the very few real credible promoters here in Los Angeles, had an amazing
Daniel's awesome.
show. Had an amazing show at the Complex in Glendale, which if you haven't been there, you got to check it out. It's amazing.
Sounds great in there, too.
Yeah, the subs in there are heavy.
The Death Kings, amazing band.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Yidra and Lord Dying. That's the real deal right there. Now, first of all, excuse my ignorance. Am I pronouncing your name right? Yidra.
It's close. It's just Yidra.
Yidra.
Yeah.
Well, Yidra.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Whatever.
Please give me what is the definition of that band? What does it mean?
Do you know who H.P. Lovecraft is?
Absolutely.
It's you know how writers sort of fall under his umbrella of, whatever it is.
The people pick up on the mythos.
Yeah.
What do you encourage?
So it's basically it's a story under his realm, and she's a witch, but she's sort of like the fucking head witch, like the queen of all witches.
To give a backstory, H.P. Lovecraft, for all you non-book readers, he wrote a lot of the more science fiction-y fantasy element that a lot of bands and artists really take inspiration from. So if you're a book reader type, pick up some H.P. Lovecraft. It's pretty cool stuff.
What's really pretty awesome is the dude who actually wrote the story found us on MySpace, I think.
Oh, wow.
So we kind of been communicating back and forth, and so he's got a CD, he's got like T-shirts and stuff. Actually commissioned me to do a painting for him. So
oh, wow.
It's fucking awesome.
So you do art as well? Are you the one that you the one that drew the album cover for Hexed?
The inside the gatefold.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
How long has the band been around?
2009.
It was a rough start in the beginning, so I wouldn't even count the first couple of years.
Why was it a rough start? Like, what do you mean by that? Define that. Substance problems, girlfriends, wives.
No.
You going through that fucking weird phase in life?
No, it's actually.
I'm being honest because I think first of all, it seems that we're at the same age.
Yeah, I'm 50.
So I'm sure that we have a lot in common, especially like I don't know about you guys, but I still hold and harbor anger issues from that pivotal early 80s phase where everybody was getting laid except me. Denim and leather was not cool.
Still like that, too.
Denim and leather was not cool, man. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, denim and leather was not cool. And I was getting beat by the LAPD, by dudes in capigios and makeup, by punk rockers at the Olympic. I mean, by disco dudes. I mean, everybody was getting laid except...
Wow, disco dudes?
Dude,
wow.
Disco dudes. I'd be getting off the bus,
you should have been able to keep that
off of Fenders. Then we would go to shows like Fenders, the Olympic, and like you would get almost beaten up by the fucking your so-called scene back then. I mean, no pussy for me. So, I mean, I have a lot of anger. I'm just being honest. So, I mean, I'm sure maybe we could relate. And it seems that you guys are like really real deal, what I call underground figures in the scene. It's apparent.
Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment.
So, when has the band been around? How long has the band been around?
2008-ish.
And did it start off in this realm, in this genre that you've been in? So then, Dave, let me direct this to you. Do you remember when there was a period in before it was labeled Doom, Stoner?
Yeah.
When there was no chicks.
Yeah.
When there'd be like 5 dudes going to St. Vitus at the Anti-Club.
At the Anti-Club with the fucking Mentors.
Right? Hey, there you go, right? There was no chicks.
There was like 10 people there.
Dude, Dave gave me a ride one time from his van because I was waiting at the bus stop, little 14-year-old kid. Did you ever go? So you can collaborate. There was no hot chicks.
No.
Right? It's a bunch of bearded dudes like we are now,
and
right?
If there were girls, they were fucking, you ain't going to go near them.
Yeah, if there were girls that were ending up with El Duce, and you didn't want to fuck with them.
They were fucking chlamydia herpes queens.
Exactly, yeah.
When you started off your band, a lot of people find it funny because now even that genre of music is being capitalized and it's being, I don't want to say being exposed to marketing, but in a way it is. I mean, when you go see Sleep, this is one of the things where I knew shit has changed. When I went to go see Sleep a couple years ago at the FYF Fest, where there was like 100 bands that I had no idea who the fuck they were. I even thought, like, you know what? I think I got the wrong Sleep. I think this might be one of these hipster fucking turntable bands. And then, of course, once I got there and I saw Al, I said, okay, I'm at the right show. But that's when I knew, like, whoa, even this genre has kind of overdeveloped, and now there's a whole new marketing and a whole new demographic. But when you started your band, when was it? Describe to me the music scene at that time.
to tell you the truth, I can't really tell much the difference between now and then.
Are you like me, like living off Sabbath forever?
Yeah, and punk rock.
Yeah.
You know, I really don't pay attention to stuff. You know what I mean? When I go to shows when there's a cool band I want to see or whatever, but I kind of don't pay attention to that kind of crap. I don't care about it.
Right on, man. You know what? I can tell by your music because there's a lot of doom stoner bands now, and all they're trying to do is they're really mimicking like the Vitus vibe, the Vitus riff. They're mimicking, you know, whatever is popular at that time. It's nice to really listen to a record, and this is when you approached me about your album. This is one of the things that I really enjoyed. It was a very organically honest record, and what I mean by that, it was 4 individuals locking themselves in a room and just fucking jamming out, and it's apparent. I mean. And nowadays, when you listen to something, you could hear the influences, but there's a difference. You could hear someone trying to mimic what they like, and then someone just rocking the fuck out.
I can parallel that. And the first time I saw these guys, man, I'm blanking it, but I know I've seen you guys once before.
Yeah, was that
same
the Relax Bar or something, maybe?
It was a big show. I think it was with Cattle Decapitation.
Oh, no.
Or
it might have been Weed Eater.
Weed Eater.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the show I saw you guys.
Yeah.
And
Ultraviolet.
yes, that's where I saw you guys the first time. And yeah, totally. There was, you knew it was heavy, duh, but there was not a direct influence where you can say like, oh, they're doing the Vitus thing, oh, they're doing the Sabbath thing, or it's kind of like it flowed, it weaved. They kind of went from here, they kind of went from there, they kind of went from here, they kind of
Does
went from
it
there.
bother you to be labeled as like a doom metal band?
No, not at all.
Because nowadays even that label is so like, I mean, I try really hard not to use that label because I think it's kind of criminal in a way. But I mean, you know, I guess if you really want to get to the
core of it,
the core of it, right? But I mean, what I'm trying to explain to you, does it bother you just how frustrating? Not only in Los Angeles, but just the scene is now.
No, because like I said before, I don't give a fuck about it. I try not to think about that stuff because I think it's just stupid.
You know what? That's very well put. I mean, seriously.
Really feel, labels are thrown around. I mean, I write what I write, and you know, we're all fans of like horror shit and stuff, and so when people who don't know who we are and they try to say, well, who do you sound like? I can't name Sabbath, of course, but like I can't name one. So I just say this. Okay, imagine it's dark. You're walking through a graveyard, right? And there's fog, but the fog is fucking weed smoke.
You know what, though?
Someone after you.
You know what, though, man? In all honesty,
where do I sign up for that?
In all seriousness, you know what? I really like that because I get sick whenever I get submitted. Bands submit shit to me every day. I'm like officially an underground snob. Like I'm one of those dicks. Like whatever.
Yeah, we're all jaded, you know.
Yeah, right. Like I can hear something within a couple seconds, and excuse me, some of the bands, but I mean, I'm like, fuck, another fucking whatever.
If you can't pass the 30-second test, you're not worth it.
Right, but you know what? Like if I was to ask, like, hey, well, what do you guys, what do you refer to yourself as? What do you guys sound like? If someone told me that, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Because I think, would you agree that it's underground maturity that we're at this point? I mean, I don't know.
We're old and we've seen it all.
Right. To the point where, like, when you see something being mimicked and rehashed, even though they're trying their best to be original, you're like, oh, okay, this is fucking Anti-Club 83, 84.
Yeah, I don't think they're trying their best.
Yeah,
though.
I was just going to say that, too.
That's the problem. Like, we'll go to shows
best?
all the time, and, being old school, I always, like, try to get there to, like, see the bands I've never heard of before or whatever. And I don't want to be a dick, but most of the time, I'm totally disappointed, and I go outside not because, I haven't heard of them. I gave them a shot, and they failed.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I want more bands to be better and do their own thing, but there's so many bands, like, once again, like you say, I apologize to this is your scene, but they're trying to recapture like the 80s thrash thing. I'm like, no, fuck you, no. You can't do it. It was done. Yeah. It was done the best it could be done.
Why are you trying to relive your dad's youth?
Yeah, just fucking move on.
Let me be very honest with you guys. I feel that, I mean, even though we've never socially interacted, I feel like we're all tight. We're all like, we could be at a bar, we could fucking talk for 3, 4, 5 hours.
Yeah, totally.
I hate that whole rehashing shit. Not only because I can't fit into a waist 30 anymore, but and my cholesterol is diabetic. Yeah, I did at one point. But it's
more
really
like a wasted 30.
but it's really insulting, man. Really, as a musician, and especially if you're like an extreme underground artist or whatever, it's the point is to push the envelope further, to go beyond, get your influences and push it further.
Well, just make it your own, I mean,
make it your own.
The thing is, like, we have all kinds of influences that aren't all just, hardcore or punk rock or metal or whatever. We have other, like, fucking I love Bauhaus and all kinds of shit that influences everything. We do horror movies, like, all this shit. But when people are, like, trying to capture something and then they are barking back at each other of, like, man, that's not legit, that's not thrash, I'm like, dude, motherfucker, you weren't even there.
Yeah, you don't even
know.
know.
What the fuck are you talking about? And even, like, you hear even guys our age sporting certain looks, and they're, once again, I don't want to call all these people out, but all these people like social distortion stickers on their cars, and they're all rock music and shit like that. Some of those dudes are cool, but a lot of those dudes weren't fucking there. Like, I went to high school with these guys that were all jocks. And now they're all, social distortion is the greatest. And, remember back in the day? I'm like, oh, yeah, back in the day when you used to throw shit at me when I was playing hardcore at a party, you fucking dick.
Yeah. You know what? For me,
piece of shit.
Now give me my fries.
When I reach that whole, like, full circle, like, it's over. Like, I just want to go. I mean, luckily for me, I have a dungeon where all my vinyl and tapes and shit. So that's where I go to recapture myself.
Nice.
To decontaminate. But when Motorhead was announced at Coachella, I'm like, whoa. I need to. But then, thankfully, you guys, you reached out, and I got to hear your latest record, which is Hexed, which, again, I really, right off the bat, just the fact the tunes really said it all, which is, I commend you, which is really the old school and only way.
Yeah,
the tunes.
If the songs suck,
songs.
whatever.
Yeah, that's something we actually pride ourselves on.
And then I discovered you went into the studio with the legendary Bill Montoya.
Oh, you guys, wow, I can't hear this record, then it must be terrible.
Let's get into it. Let's bring in Bill real quick. Bill, get in here, you rock star. Get in here. Love Bill Montoya, man. Yeah. Get in here, Bill. Hey! Someone give Bill a seat here.
I will give up my seat.
Come over here. Sit next to me. Come over, Mike. Give him a beer. Get over here, man.
Hang out with the Salvadorian side.
Oh, he's not.
This is number 2. So I'm still.
Bill, how are you?
Bill, let me go buy you some shots.
Bill Montoya.
How you doing, Jimmy?
I want to first of all tell you, I've shared this with you personally in our private conversations.
Here we go.
No, really. I mean, and let me just again reiterate, I'm not a homosexual. But
But he likes to be, for the record. Sorry, dude.
It's all good. It's all good. To me, when I think of metal, not only like Los Angeles underground metal, just metal. Your name is associated with it because, again, these kids nowadays with the downloading and the lost art of, like, searching for vinyl and having vinyl, you would read everything. And when I would see your name at 12, 13, 14, I'm like, wow. It was stamped in the subconscious. And then as an adult, to not only socialize with you, but to be able to drink and talk shit and all that bullshit. I mean, it's a real full circle, cherished moment. To me, you are the real deal when it comes to music. I've told you this on the air and off the air. I really mean it. I think you are highly pivotal worldwide in the music scene, but especially here in Los Angeles. And I also think you're highly not recognized for it, which fucking drives me insane. I mean, dude, I know you dudes collect vinyl, right? Like, you still have that pivotal vinyl, right?
Of course.
I just sell most of mine, but...
Yeah.
But Jimmy,
but
first, thanks for making me feel old.
Listen, I've seen the young girls that
8-track that he did. That
I know.
I have to have him
when
sign
he was
it.
12. You ask me that all the time, and I always give you the same answer, don't I?
Well, you know what? We gotta shove more beers in you. But
I've just had the pleasure of working with some great bands. I mean, that's that's why people know me, because of the bands that I've worked with. I've just had the pleasure to work with some awesome bands.
Real quick,
look, there's like, a couple of them in the room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But real quick, have you ever been in a studio where you, obviously, the band pays you, and you're sitting there recording their shit going, this fucking sucks?
I actually thought that when we were recording.
Get paid. It's really only happened a couple of times, because most of the time I don't really want to work with a band unless I'm into them, because my name's going to go on it. There has been a few times where maybe I didn't really know about the band, and maybe there wasn't a lot of money, so I would have to use an alias.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I used an alias on a couple of records, and most of the time when that's happened, the band ended up being really good, and I was sorry that I used the alias, but it came out it was me anyway. But
Carlos Danger.
Well, you know what, man? Let me tell you.
My alias was Gordon Shumway.
Your record speaks for itself. Your resume speaks for itself.
Big Al fan, so Gordon Shumway.
I really like what you did with this new Utero record, man, Hexed. As a matter of fact, why don't we get into it? Let's get into it. Hands up, Jenny. Hit it. All right, Johnny, do you know where you're at?
I think I know where I'm at. We played a couple Yidra songs.
Only one.
Which one?
It felt like
Oathbreaker.
I got to tell you. Good Johnny. You believe this fucking guy? Okay, do you know where you're at? The first Yidra.
Oathbreaker.
There you go. All right.
Hey,
That
I'm
is
going to open a beer.
Okay, that's a track off the new Yidra record, Hexed. And you were telling me during the break there that, well, why don't you tell me what you were telling me about as far as like the artwork and...
Well, Ted is a fucking wizard at graphic design. So we found the picture, and then he laid out the whole thing, put it all together and stuff. And I did the painting in the gatefold, and he just put it all together.
We have a company with Small Paul Stotler is an awesome tattoo artist called Oculus Outre. We do graphics for all kinds of stuff. We just did actually the front to back for the new Soulfly album as well.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
What made you seek out the legendary Quincy Jones of metal, Bill Mottori, to record this? No, in all seriousness,
no,
really.
There's no other choice.
Fucking A, man.
You know,
oh, come on.
If we could get a little bit of that legendary touch on what we were doing, you know, we had to get it.
How was it recording with this guy right here, man?
It was cool. It was just basically all we did is we went in there and played.
It was very
that
relaxed.
was it. Seriously,
Yeah,
it was
very,
like that.
very
I mean,
relaxed.
we didn't have to do anything more than like, okay, look, we did all 9 songs on the first day, drums and rhythm guitar.
Really?
One take Jake over here.
And the rhythm guitar was going that was just going to be a scratch track, but it was cool, so we kept it. And then we did 9 songs in 9 days.
Did you face the infamous demon dog that Bill has?
Oh yeah, Cal. Cal's awesome.
He's an angel. That
He's
Just don't look at
he
him.
might bite you. Okay, and we're all scared the first couple of days. He's our total bro.
Yeah. I like how you guys were fearless, and yet El Diablo Negro from Hyrax, Caton was like in fear of that fucker, right? Come on, let's throw him under the bus.
Caden was scared for a long time, but now he actually likes the dog.
Oh.
Everybody loves Cal once he gets to know you.
Yeah.
If he doesn't know you, he'll fucking bite your ass. You know?
When you're recording a band like Yidra, Bill, do you notice right off the bat, can you pick up right off the bat the integrity and the honesty in the band? And then tell me about capturing that sound, because even though, and I think you would agree, because you guys all seem seasoned veterans, being musicians, it's one thing to play live and have that real camaraderie and that real realness. But when you go in a studio, man, I mean, it kind of strips down. And then, luckily, I'm glad that you guys are not followers of this whole perfection dehumanization of where everything needs to be perfect. And I mean, one of the things that I really want to suggest to my listeners is when you listen to this record, it has like a real honest sincerity to it. Like, hey, this is what it is. You're either going to rock out to it, and we don't give a fuck. And it's good. I don't want to say old fashioned, because now that I'm at a certain age, I find that word offensive, but it's just real old school, man. Like real. So do you recognize that, Bill? And do you try to keep that when you're capturing artists like this?
First of all, Jimmy, you know, you're just so cerebral for me sometimes.
I'm not as stupid as I look. So.
Sometimes it's a lot more simpler. I mean, first of all, you know, Ted didn't get into the little bit of the back history. We had worked before in another band with Paul Stotler, who did the Sacred Reich covers.
Oh, interesting.
So that's probably why you guys came to me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we had the contact, and because I had the contact.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, and when he told me, first that he was in the other band, he was going to record with you, I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, dude.
Yeah, and it was a little weird
talk
because
to Bill, dude. Get him. He's got to hear our shit, man.
Yeah, the Invisible Humans. That was a lot different than Yidra.
It's sort of like 80 and the Stooges meets Devo.
Wow.
It was cool.
Whoa.
Which is cool.
It was
so
cool.
That was different for me.
Yeah.
But, you know, they gave me their demos, and I listened, and I go, wow, this stuff I did. First, it just blew me away because it was so different from the Invisible Humans. And it was heavy, and I got into the music business because of Black Sabbath here.
Of course.
You know, kind of reminded me of that, and I said, yeah, you know, I'd really like to work with you guys. But when they got into the studio and I heard the songs, then I was like, wow, this stuff is even better than I thought. They really blew me away.
Right on.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, it really, when you step up to the plate to record, I mean, it really, the music has to have that substance. You know what I mean? And one of the things that is important is when you're going with, like, especially, again, I know you hate when I use these words, but like a legendary producer engineer, I mean, he could use all his Jesus Christ fucking talent, but if you don't have that fucking, then
Exactly.
it's
That's
not
why I
gonna
keep
happen.
saying.
Yeah.
That's why, you give me too much praise. I work with these good bands,
Listen,
These guys can
just
play
sit
and they
back there.
write good songs.
Yeah, no.
Sit
You
back there and
definitely take
the
it to another
praise.
level
Yeah.
for sure.
Because I've seen the young ladies that flaunt to you, man. I wish I had the hot chicks that go like toward you, man.
You can't polish a turd.
Yeah, you can, man. All you wind up with corn and peanuts.
What's going on with Skidrow? What do you guys do? You guys played on Friday.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
mean,
we
you
did.
guys gig locally. Have you guys toured the States?
Not yet. We're trying to find the right hookup, the right agent to get us out there and do that. We did a whirlwind 4-day trip to Portland and back, which was pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, which one of you guys are cannabis enthusiasts?
Yeah, we played San Francisco on a Friday. We played Portland on Saturday, and Seattle on Saturday. Portland on Sunday, and drove
for
home.
like 2 days straight.
Yeah, we got done playing about 11 o'clock, 11:30. Actually packed up and drove to Seattle from San Francisco. 8 hours. Drove off
Yeah,
his
it was
shifts,
hardcore.
played Portland, packed up that same night, and played Seattle, packed up and played. Drove to Portland and stayed at a buddy's house in Portland.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, the ex drummer Idra, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a
World
brutal,
drummers, yeah.
brutal amount of driving to do.
Now, is that natural, or are you like...
No coffee. No, just
none of
coffee.
that?
No.
I was going to say, because
Can't do
it
that.
seems that we're all at that age where,
No.
like, we really need to watch the...
I can't do that anymore. I would die.
Right?
I have like really high blood pressure and my heart would explode.
Yeah,
Dave would die.
the hardest beverage that I think anybody consumed that night or that whole tour was probably like Fireball.
I hate how I got to take metformin and check my sugar before I fuck. All right, let me see what's up.
I'm on like 6 different medications for high blood pressure. I take 6 different things every freaking day because my blood pressure is like out of the fucking roof.
That garlic ain't working, huh?
Thank God for Monster and
this tastes
Rockstar.
good.
The only reason why I can drink now is because I was straight edge till I was 29.
Are you like us, Johnny, straight edge, and all of a sudden he went in from, all of a sudden he dove into the cannabis vodka pool?
I
I
waited
when he smokes weed in the band. Well, no, Tom does sometimes.
I waited until I was like 32, 33. So.
Once I hit 29, it was a slippery slope.
You know what? I wish I would have waited. I wish I would have waited till like, at least like my early 30s to fucking start skiing. You know what I mean? Because like now, when I'm at a party, it's so awkward. Hey, you want some shit? I'm like, well, wait a minute. What is, like, if I'm going to indulge, but
Yeah.
like nowadays with that methamphetamine shit.
Yeah, that stuff's gnarly, dude.
Dude, 2 days, I'm done. Like, no way do I want to stay up fucking beyond that.
Dude,
But
one time I stayed up for like 5 days.
dude, I was mowing my
5
lawn at 3 in the
days.
morning one time. and that was by accident.
Oh, my
Hey, go to the
God.
restroom, there's a rail. I saw like 5 little fucking like tie-watt rails, and I combined it all into one. And then my nose, and everybody was like, oh no. And dude, I was mowing the lawn. at 3
How
in the
long
morning.
ago was that?
Oh, that's like about 10 years ago.
Oh.
I'm
I thought you meant
10 days
recently.
ago.
I was gonna,
all right,
I want to
back
go to
the
your
band.
parties.
How can people get a hold of this really great record?
It's cool artwork, by the way.
Thank you
It
very
really
much.
is.
Yidra.com, which will take you to our Bandcamp page. We also have, there's a label in Germany picked it up and
Nice.
did a Gateful double gold vinyl album. It's pretty
pretty
heavy.
awesome.
It's this Stone Stallion Rex out of Germany. And we have that up, and we have the CDs back in stock, and we have our new Stylin die cut stickers.
Now, how disturbing is it when you're dealing with like this young demographic? I mean, I don't want to, stereotype, but like they don't understand the beauty of holding something. Like to them, it's slowly evolving out of that. But
They're all latching on to cassettes and albums now. I can't really
I've
talk
always hated cassettes.
negatively about the young people that are trying to like. I feel bad for them to a certain degree that they're trying to recapture what they can't, which is what we all lived through, what we all survived technically. they're all going for the vinyl. They're buying. Like,
I was going to say, I don't think they want like the balding hair and the fucking diabetes and the septum fucking, you know what I mean?
The shit that we hold dear as far as like, the music scene that they're all trying to recapture and whatnot. But there's not a lot of people that I know in this scene in particular that are all about digital. I mean, they all want that. That's why we try to make our CDs look as much like albums as possible.
Right on, man. Right on. Yidera, make sure you pick up this record.
Boom.
Hexed. It really is good. I've seen you guys play live. It's funny, when you guys were out in the lobby, I saw you guys. I'm like, hey, I've seen you forever. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen you.
I don't go out often.
I've seen you at the anti-club when there's only like 5 people there watching fucking, fucking Vitus. But it's really rejuvification. Is that the right word?
Invigorating and rejuvenating.
There you go.
Drink more, please.
Well, listen. No, really. It really is when you see real, sincere, heavy bands doing what they're doing. Especially now in this day and age, because there's so many bands that they think they're doing something new. They think they're being, aggressive and extreme, and all they're doing is just fucking mimicking what's been done. So, I mean, I commend you guys. This is a fucking honest, sincere awesome record.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let's listen to one more tune.
Yeah.
Hands up, Jenny. Hit it.
Okay, sexy. I'm going to connect you with my supervisor now.
You're in trouble, honey.
Who's this?
Hello, sir. My name's Barry Egan. I called your service the other night.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, what's that?
I said calm down and shut the fuck up. What's the problem?
All right, Lost Johnny, what did we hear?
Yeah. Yidra. Blood is the Harvest from their record Hexed. Oh, man. Once they come back on the stage, people either here or abroad, you got to check them out. They are worth your time. They are worth your dollar. They are worth your hearing. Check them out. Get into it now.
Yeah, you know what? I got to tell you, man. In Los Angeles, I've developed like this very fucked up reputation of being a dick. Because a lot of the bands that suck, that submit this shit, they get all pissed off. But I mean, this is one band that really is fucking sick. Yidra. Make sure you pick up the new CD. And of course, it has the Bill Montoya touch on it. Hexed. Yidra. And of course, Lost Johnny, you saw them play last week, right?
Yes, I did. And they, like I said, did not disappoint. And they gave my ears a beating.
Yeah, they're sick, man. All right.
And like they said, they weren't even bringing with their full fucking gear. God damn, man.
That's awesome. All right. Scott Peterson of Cryptic Slaughters here, along with the Quincy Jones of metal, Bill Montoya. Thank you for being here. Scott, that's your fucking theme music because you're a sexy fucker right there.
I get use it next time I have sex. I'll kick the door open.
How was your Valentine's Day?
You ready for 5 minutes of love?
How was your Valentine's Day? Because I know firsthand who you're involved with, and my God, you lucky bastard.
Yeah.
But how was your Valentine's Day?
Did
you shit on yourself like I did?
No, thank God. I mean, I have at times, but Valentine's Day was not one of them. Melissa and I don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. We don't feel it's a day we should put one day aside just to say I love you or whatever. But we went out to dinner the night before to Jones's off of Santa Monica, had a nice dinner, had some drinks, and just looked at each other with disgust, like, I can't believe I'm still with you. No, I mean, I have the best woman in the world. I love her more than I can even put into words, and she puts up with me, and she's my heart and soul, my rock, my best friend, and I don't need just one day to remind her of that. I tell her every day.
That must be nice.
So, baby, if you're listening, blowjob.
I just puked in my mouth a little bit.
It's funny, he goes on this whole tangent to 3 emotionally crippled men. It's pretty awesome, dude. But,
Now, Bill Montoya.
Yes, sir.
Boy, where do I begin with you? I mean, why is it that, let me ask you this, because you are indeed, one of the reasons why I respect you, sir, since I've met you, is the fact of how humble you are. But, dude, I see you at shows. I see all the hot chicks that are all over taking pictures with. Now, please tell me that your Valentine's Day involved a lot of that.
No, not at all. In fact,
did you shit on yourself like I did as well?
Did I miss a story? Why did you shit on yourself?
I went. Okay.
Wait to hear this story.
Here's the deal. You know what? Like, I'm very fortunate to be dating a very lovely young girl who deals with all my fetishes and all my insanities and, what have you. But we went to have like a romantic sushi. Of course, I made the mistake of choosing the all-you-can-eat. The plan was to have a nice dinner. And then from there, venture off to my vehicle and then go off to our romantic fucking, escapade. Unfortunately, the romantic dinner was successful. All you can eat was successful. But on the way to the vehicle to go take us to our fucking romantic fucking pizzazz, I shit all over myself.
Jesus Christ.
Why? I mean, you just chose to shit on yourself?
No, of course not.
Bill wants to know why. I'm like, oh, that sucks. He wants to know why.
Like,
why did you shit on yourself?
Listen,
baby, I don't want to keep the vibe going on, but I'm just going to shit on myself.
Baby, I love you so much, I'm going to shit on myself. Yeah. Not on you, but on me.
Let's just say that, I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with that whole radiation poisoning of the Pacific Ocean and what happened in Japan. All right.
Oh, but no, I did. I tried to go see George Lynch at the Whiskey.
Wow.
And I didn't really have a date. I didn't have a date.
Why is that? Because you know what? Aside from you being the Quincy Jones of metal, one of the pivotal fucking figures in not only Los Angeles, worldwide metal. I've seen the young girls that flock at you. What the fuck? Why?
I don't.
Too personal?
Yeah.
Shy.
I just, I thought I was going to go see George Lynch, and I probably should have went to see Yidra.
Great band.
Yidra. Not Yidra.
How did you like working?
Yidra.
How did you like working with Yidra?
They were They were awesome.
Aren't they? Aren't bands like that like Johnny? What's the word I'm looking for?
Revigorating.
Rejuvenating.
There you go.
Yeah, because they're good. They write great songs, and the band sounds good, and they could play. You know, it was effortless when the people know how to play their instruments. That's a big deal, because sometimes these kids come in and they can't. But, you know, those guys aren't really kids, so they're more like seasoned professionals, and it's a lot easier when you work with someone like that.
Well, how do you feel about, I mean, I've shared my, you know, obvious fucking sentiment with you, but how do you feel about work that you've done, like almost, excuse me, because I'm in that same age bracket.
No, we are. Yeah.
Almost, Bill, where did all the fucking time go? Almost 30 years.
Yeah.
When you sat down with Scott Peterson and Les Evans and the rest of the guys from Cryptic Slaughter to record Convicted, did you ever like phantom that 30 years later this would be not only a record and a work of art that would still be digested by the youth and old metal fossils like myself, but I mean, did you ever think it'd be so timeless compared? And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being a fucking asshole. Similar, like to the Sabbath and the Led Zeppelin, but on a different level. I mean, timeless.
I certainly had no clue. No clue. And then the other thing that blows me away is I look at Rob now. You know, friggin' the bass player for Ozzy.
I know. And he has his own management company that's successful. I mean, works with successful bands.
That still blows me away that he's doing that. You know,
you don't feel that way when you look at me.
Well, yeah, I know. You're making me feel like a dick. What? Is there something wrong with the 43 years? Is there something wrong with the 43 years of age man collecting recyclables? Like, what did I say?
No, Scott is. I don't know if I told you that the first time I played the mixes for Convicted to Brian Slagle, I said, you know, that drummer really blows me away, and he's like, I can tell.
Wow.
That's why the drums are so high in the fucking mix, huh?
Boom. See, now when anyone ever says I suck, yeah, fuck you, Bill Matoya likes me, asshole. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's the one that blew me away.
You know, do we have Les on the line? Let's put Les. Les Evans, how are you doing there?
I like you too, Les.
I'm doing all right. And Bill, my God, it's been over 20 years, man.
I know. Where the hell have you been?
I've been in Seattle and Portland and, you know, being a dad and laying low and, you know, hanging out. And Jimmy, it's nice to talk to you, man. Scott's told me a lot about you.
Well, you know, Les, it's funny because you and I used to, like, really talk back in the early, you know, pivotal years, especially when Cryptic Slaughter during the demo years. Yeah. But let me share this with all of you, with all three of you. At the time when your band started, was at a very pivotal stage in metal, a transition phase. Transition phase, I'd like to say, where there was no such thing as like the crossover scene. There was no such thing as what has evolved now to be like a mainstream music genre.
Right.
There was the metal, which, Bill, again, you had a big hand in that, man, especially here in Los Angeles. I know you're very humble. I know it makes you uncomfortable, but you know what? I'm going to fucking say it because it drives me nuts that no one says it. You know, I picked up a fucking, what was it, a Decibel magazine, and they're still talking about Rick Rubin. Fuck that dude.
You know, Slayer was one of the biggest, probably the single biggest influence on early Cryptic. Mm-hmm. And I went and saw every show those guys played in 83 and 84. I followed them around to every little punk club, every little shit show that there was. I mean, the Music Machine, where they were playing, there was 5 people in the crowd. You know, I was there. And, yeah, Bill was part of creating that. He produced Hyrax. He did all these local bands that were so huge in forming this scene. And you have to realize, too, it was all a labor of love because at that point, nobody had any designs on being a rich rock star. It was just never going to happen. The fact that it's mainstream now, we couldn't ever have imagined that at that point.
No. Did you ever think, and this goes to you and Scott, did you ever fathom that?
Fathom, counselor.
Whatever.
Fathom.
Whatever.
Johnny Spellcheck.
Leave me alone.
Jesus Christ.
The point is, I mean, when you recorded Convicted and then Money Talks, did you ever think that over 25, almost 30 years later, not only would it be so influential and pivotal but there's a whole new young generation. Some of them are a bunch of dicks, but still, a whole new young generation that they absorb that and they feel that angst, that rebellion, that fucking vibe that I did when I was a waste 30 at 15, 16 years of age.
You know, I mean, speaking for myself, you know, and Les and I have talked about this numerous times. I think recording Convicted, we were just stoked that we were recording an album, and then we're also recording with Bill Matoyer, who we knew from Slayer Records, the Massacres, and that was about it. I mean, it blows me away that we're still talking about it, and I think it's fucking awesome, but we were just stoked to be in a band playing music that we loved with guys that we got along with. I mean, there was no set plan for Cryptic Slaughter to you know, do any more than what we did, but I mean, it's mind-blowing. I fucking love it.
It really comes down to it comes down to there's just certain bands or certain records, and I mean, obviously we're talking about one now where it's fucking timeless. I mean,
it is.
If that's really what it comes down to, I think that's what most bands really want to come down to. When if they're making something, they want to make something that's going to be hopefully regarded past their years or, you know, whatever. To where it's just
I
like,
don't think that was the case. I mean, for us, we were making music for the here and now. And while we appreciated the timeless bands, you know, we all grew up on Sabbath and Hendrix and Zeppelin, we knew that was going to be music that everybody listened to forever. But I don't think we viewed Cryptic that way. It was for the here and now. It was for our generation. And I never imagined that people would still be listening to it 30 years later.
Isn't that mind-blowing, Les? I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
if you really look from the outside looking in, I mean, I'm sure you're probably a family man. You have kids. You know, you've been living the real life.
Just one kid.
Okay, well, that's still a lot.
Who's cooler than all of us, though?
I mean, isn't it mind-blowing, though? Something that you, like, wrote and recorded is, like, still so pivotal now in a so-called scene that is, like, aggressive and edgy and angst and on top. I mean, really?
Well,
it's got to be flattering, right?
It's very humbling and very flattering. And, yeah, it blows me away that there's still the interest and that there's a new generation of fans that's into the music. And the fact that we can reach, you know, kids. And you know, think about it. We haven't played together since 1988.
Wow. Yeah, literally. Now, let me ask you this. Because there's been, like, within the last, correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny, like almost 15 years, like this whole resurgence. And a lot of bands from this era have tried to come back and recapture, but for the wrong reasons. They want to, you know, capitalize on this new demographic. Have you had that urge or that, you know, vibe? And
have you been offered?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, as everyone knows, we had the Maryland Deaf Festival that we were supposed to play. And unfortunately, with the way our lives are and our schedules, we just couldn't make it happen. I mean,
right.
Les is in Seattle with his kid, you know. Bill has a family as well. Rob is, you know, has his own management company. He plays for Ozzy. And, excuse me, it just, as much as we wanted to make it happen, we just couldn't. I mean, we had talked about doing a West Coast tour and then doing an East Coast tour and ending with Maryland Deaf Festival. But unfortunately, it just, with the way our lives are and our schedules, we just couldn't do it. So, I mean, I know that we all want to. It's just a matter of waking up and realizing where we are with our life at the age that we're at. And if it happens, then it's meant to happen. For me personally, if it doesn't, at least I get to sit here, you know, with Bill Matoyer, with Les on the phone and talking to you guys about the good old days. But that's my 2 cents. Les, I don't know how you feel.
But you know what? In all fairness, Scott, you've stayed kind of like relevant. I mean, you've been playing in other bands. I mean, what about you, Les? Have you been playing in other bands? Have you been hitting the stage? I mean,
not for a long time. After I moved to Portland, I joined a band called Sweaty Nipples, who was really quite big in Portland in the Northwest. We were, you know, playing to 1,200 people, and that was, you know, I did that for a couple of years. But then I just retired altogether from music, other than doing some roadie work and stuff and hanging out. But yeah, I haven't been involved other than doing a little bit of recording a few years back, but it was nothing, you know, on a serious level, really.
Do you think that if you guys were to get back together and play on stage, do you feel confident that that legacy will stay intact and you can still transform that to the stage? Because I've seen...
yeah.
Excuse me real quick. I've seen so many bands that tragically, whether they have good intentions... No, really. I've seen tragically bands that have good intentions. They're doing it because, they're excited. They want to get back and play to this new generation and the vintage generation. Yeah. And then there's just fucking bands that want to cash in and charge like a fucking $100 for a ticket.
Man of war.
Yeah, how do you guys feel? Like, how do you feel? Do you think you could retain and preserve that legacy?
Well, it remains to be seen, I guess. But it would have to be, again, a labor of love. It would have to be something that we all want to do for the music. And then, if the money is there, to make it, we can't travel like we did in the old days. Right. We're at an age now where there has to be a certain level of comfort involved.
We want a van with seats.
But it's not about money. It would be about is the vibe there? Is this fun? Is the adrenaline there? Are we connecting on stage? And that's that's what we would have to really explore to find out if it would work or not. But I know what you're saying. It's kind of, it would be pathetic if it's just a cash grab. Then your heart's not in it, and that translates to the audience too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, and then of course, those figures from the past, like myself, would come back and it'd be highly fucking critical, dude.
Yeah, and we wouldn't do it if we thought we were going to make a mockery of what CS means to people.
Right.
We would have to get together, us four, and sit in a room and be honest with each other and go, you know what? This sounds fucking awesome. Let's go fucking do it. We're all into it. Our heart's into it. As opposed to us just going, all right, well, you know what? I'm not working right now. This would be a great cash grab. That would be bullshit, and that would be against everything that we put out, what we wrote about, everything that, Cryptic Slaughter did. And, one day, knock on wood, it will happen. I mean, but if it doesn't, it's not a terrible thing if it does.
Well, you know what? Let's get back to the celebration. I mean, it's almost 30 years. Convicted Money Talks. The legendary Bill Montoya is here. The re-release on Relapse Records. Mm-hmm. I mean, whatever misconceptions, like say for instance, like myself, I would love to see you guys play on stage again. I think that'd be fucking awesome.
I would as well.
But you know what? At the same time, I really got to give you credit, you and Les and Bill, credit for really what I would say a monumental moment in the underground scene where these two albums not only have been so pivotal and so inspirational, but till this day, to be able to move a 43-year-old obese diabetic fucking, guy who shits on himself into headbanging. It's amazing. So, hands off, Jenny. Let's listen to a couple of tracks off the Convicted record. Hit it.
All the battles
could ever really begin to talk to her. I mean, what can I talk about? I have nothing to talk about. I'm boring. But then I know. I've been told before, so don't tell me it's not true, because it's a fact. I bore people. People look at me and they get bored. People listen to me and they zone out, bored. Who is that boring person, they think? I've never before met anyone so boring.
All right.
Who is that poser band?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
All right. Okay, Lost Johnny. Lost Johnny, what did we hear there?
Oh, man, we heard the fucking awesome Cryptic Slaughter. Duh. War to the Knife and Low Life from Convicted. Like I gotta fucking explain it?
Yeah, exactly. And that is going to be re-released on Relapse Records. Scott, when does that come out?
It comes out worldwide on the 18th.
On the 18th?
Yeah,
How did that happen, by the way? I never asked you that.
That's actually a very good question.
I'm actually going to let Les explain that because I think you, or was it Rob, who dealt with the first reissues?
No, it was me. The
It
guys
was me.
who were at the helm at Relapse at that point were Matt Jacobson and Sean Pelletier. And they had been trying to track me down for like 5 years.
Damn.
Yeah. And this was like back in 2002 or something when they finally found me. And the funny thing is that they had, Jacobson knew Brian Slagle too. And he said that, we want to reissue these records. And Slagle saying, no, we're going to do it. And then finally, I guess, the contract ran out, and so they didn't have the license anymore, is what the story I heard at the time. And so, they got in touch with me, and, we started talking about putting the package together, and Relapse did a terrific job of essentially doing everything that we wanted to do with it. The way that we put together the photos and the lyrics and everything else, they just did whatever we wanted to do. So it was really nice how it worked out.
You know what? I agree with you. They have in the past done a great job. I think because number one, they're really avid music fans.
Yeah, they care. They actually care
and
about
they're
the bands.
Cryptic Slaughter fans.
Yeah, no, they were. I mean, even like when Les first brought to us and we were talking to them, and they started off with, first of all, it's an honor to work with you. You got to think that was 10 years ago. Like, I was just like, wow, this is kind of cool. And this was before the whole resurgence started. And when I remember seeing, like, the CDs just going, like, I agree with Les, like, this is the way that we want it to look. Like, I mean, it didn't look bad on Metal Blade, not by any means. I mean, it always sounded good because we had Bill Matoyer with us.
Oh,
boom.
Yeah.
But,
no, really, for reals, yeah.
No, but I mean, like to see it, and like now with the vinyl reissues, like, I mean, I just got mine yesterday, and it's for, they're fans of music just like we all are. And
now, how do you feel, Bill? Like, this is a band out of many that you worked with, but here and now, I mean, just to come back to the present day from something that you've done, and yet there's a whole new generation that are going to get the vinyl, which is amazing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And they're going to see your name affiliated with it, and they're going to have the same fucking stalker fascination that I'd have. No, really, how do you feel about that?
No, I don't think everyone has that same stalker thing that you have. Who gives a crap? Who produced the record? They're going to buy it because they like the band, because the band is good, not because
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that.
I'm going to back you up on that,
Barry
too.
Gordy.
You're all full of shit.
No, Les, am I wrong? When we knew we were working with Bill Matoyer, especially on Convicted, how stoked we were because we knew that he did, Slayer, he did the Metal Massacres. Am I wrong?
No, absolutely. And, this is something I've wanted to ask Bill for a long time. Bill, when we went in to record that first record, we were so green and we were so young. Were we the biggest pain in the ass you ever had to deal with in the studio? Seriously, because we gave him so much shit because we were so bored. I mean, we would hide his stuff. We would turn knobs on the console when he wasn't looking. We would even hit his chair one time.
Why would you do that when you're like with the legendary Bill Matoyer? Because even back then he was legendary and pivotal.
He was stuck with us.
He was getting paid. We didn't worry about that. We were teenagers.
Yeah,
crying out loud.
that's the thing back then. There's been a lot of bands that the first time they came into the studio.
Did you say, oh my God, these guys are dicks?
Well, no, it's not. I wouldn't call them dicks, but I realized they were really young. And for them, this was a fun adventure. It was supposed to be fun.
Right.
Right? But for me, I had a job to do. So, yeah, they're bouncing off the fucking walls while I'm trying to make a good record. And, yeah, sometimes, most of the time, I would let them have fun. It's supposed to be fun. Just going into the studio, making a record.
A couple times.
I what?
You cracked the whip a couple times.
Well, yeah, once in a while you have to. It's like, fuck. I remember Slayer running around the studio with water pistols, squirting shit into this expensive studio. The guys in Armored Saint were passed out on opium when we were doing the first EP.
So Carlos Soda was easy for you then.
I was working with Heretic, and I was wearing a sleeveless shirt, went to reach for a knob, and the bass player just pulled the fucking hair out of my armpits, And I just started, that's the one time that I really got pissed. I started yelling at him, and I made him cry. I'm like, dude, I am here. I want you guys to have your fun, but I have a job to do. So, yeah, sometimes it was.
Let me ask you this, because, I need to make this very clear. You are still relevant now. So my adolescent fascination or fucking stalker, whatever the fuck you want to call it, my respect for you transcends now as an adult. You are still relevant now. We just had one of the bands on here, but I mean, your record speaks for itself now. How annoying was Caton Hyrax when you recorded? Come on, let's be honest. I love it. I love El Diablo. I love El Diablo Negro. The fucking new Hyrax record is amazing. But oh my God, how annoying is that guy? That guy's fucking crazy, dude.
Well, the good thing, there was a couple of good things about working with him this time. Is number one, he'd always come in and he was afraid of the dog. Initially.
Oh, no way.
So, that calmed him down. And most of the time, when we were doing the other instruments, he was just passed out on the couch, asleep. So I honestly did not have to deal with him until he was doing his vocals. So, yeah, it really wasn't as bad as it would seem.
Way different than the younger Caton on the Raging Violence record, right? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now, when you recorded Convicted and then Money Talks, which is very interesting. Money Talks was when that record was recorded, it was at a transition phase with Cryptic Slaughter, correct?
Yeah. I mean, Leslie, you want to answer that first?
Specifically, what do you mean?
Well, here's the deal. When you recorded Convicted, it was already material that you had written, and it was already like maybe 2, 3, 4 years older. When you recorded Money Talks is when you were going more into the, what I would say, reality phase. Your subject matter was more oriented at what was going on at that time. You were trying to, like, you know, really be more direct at the political climate.
Yeah,
I mean, you had
for
something.
sure.
You had something to say at that time, which was, you know, not to take away from Convicted, because that in itself still holds its weight. But Money Talks was more of a growth period record. So
Yeah, I agree. By the time we went into the studio to record Convicted, the hardcore influence or the punk influence was getting really, really big with us. We were already listening to Minor Threat and Bad Brains and RKL, and so yeah, by the time that the Money Talks rolled around, we were much more kind of in our heads. We were more political. We still had kind of a metal edge to the sound, but yeah, we were listening more to hardcore, and I think that's kind of what fueled that growth.
yeah,
that
you know what? That's
crossover.
I really love that record as well, man, and it really hit close to home. And again, not to really take away from what's going on now, but at that time, a lot of the youth was listening to, at that time, pivotal bands, especially like here in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
Final Conflict, Cryptic Slaughter. I mean, they were being more politically aware, more socially aware. So why don't we listen to this block of music, which features that track from Money Talks, and also some of the pivotal work from Bill Metoyer. Hands off, Jenny. Hit it.
Turning black
This video is certainly very compelling to watch. U.S. officials are saying it is not an American military working dog in Afghanistan, but in fact, back in December, a dog went missing while troops were on a mission, and they have every reason to believe it is a British military working dog that was with British forces during a mission in eastern Afghanistan. Their best guess is the dog was let off the leash during a search, ran to do the search, and was somehow taken by insurgents. The dog looking a little befuddled about what's happening to it. The dogs, do remarkable work in Afghanistan, searching compounds, searching for explosives, very, very tied to their military handlers. So it's a bit of a sad case, but this is another moment for us to all pause and remember there is an American serviceman still missing in Afghanistan, and he, of course, is Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, taken by insurgents and missing since July 2009.
The tragic death of actor Philip Seymour Hoffman, a performer who was known for his extraordinary range. He was also known for his honesty about the struggles he faced away from the public eye. Tonight, investigators at his home after what they believe was a heroin overdose.
Lost Johnny, what did we hear?
Ooh, more heavy stuff as Manned Behind the Boards by Mr. Matoya here. Set Your Own Pace by Cryptic Slaughter from the record Money Talks, as we said earlier, which will be re-released on vinyl by way of Relapse Records. After that, we heard Slayer, Haunting the Chapel. I heard they've done a few good things from the record of the same name. After that, we heard Corrosion of Conformity, or COC, if you will, from the record Animosity, the song Mad World. After that, we heard one of my favorite DRI records, from the crossover record, Hooked. And we ended this set with our friend, Katen, the El Diablo Negro, from the record Immortal Legacy, Black Smoke, or if you want to go in the Spanish route, Fumar Negro?
El Diablo Negro.
El Diablo Negro.
Again, let me reiterate, that set there featured a song called Mad World by COC, which, of course, the legendary Quincy Jones of metal, Bill Matoya worked on. But I'm going to dedicate that to the captives, again, like I mentioned before, in Afghanistan. And I'm going to give you some inspiration. Not that you're listening to the internet in a cave held by the Taliban, but no one gets left behind. C12 Alpha D59. There you go. For those of you special ops, you'll know what that means. All right. Do we still have Les on the phone?
Still here.
Hey, man, let me ask you this. And this goes to you and Scott. Relapse Records is reissuing Money Talks and Convicted. And they're doing it very well, too, by the way.
They always do.
Right? Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you guys did not agree, you would not endorse it. But let me ask you this. And I know you guys are very humble, very real guys. But when you yourselves listen to those tracks that were recorded almost 30 years ago in our youth.
Scary.
I don't know about you, but for me, it still gives me that that fucking underground rebellion, that angst. What about you guys? I mean, I know you're involved in a relationship, Scott. Unless you're married with kids. I mean, does it give you that I'm gonna fucking vote against Republicans vibe, or what does it do?
You know, it was hard for me to listen to those records for a long time, just because I'm the kind of guy that is very critical, and all I would hear is things that I wish I'd done differently, you know? So, but I've mellowed out a little bit with that. And, you know, I'm very proud of what we did in those days. And I do think that it still evokes, you know, we were very passionate back then. And so I think that comes across, that we meant what we said. And it was very real from that perspective. You know, we were pretty naive also when it came to the whole political thing, but we really did feel like there were some things that needed to change, and that's what it was all about.
That's actually a really good question, Counselor, because a lot of bands, you know, it's one thing to have us, the fans, listen to records that have been out for decades at this point. But for the artists themselves, I mean, how does it feel? I mean, I'm looking at you, Scott. Like, how do you feel listening to yourself?
Yeah, how do you feel about writing music that incorporated you in your Cryptic Slaughter brothers about greed and the whole elitist fucking, you know, agenda at that time under Reagan? And then now, I mean, what you and also, in all fairness, like Ron from Final Conflict and et cetera,
Yeah.
what was being discussed then is we are literally living through it now.
Yeah. I mean, when I listen to Convicted, I enjoy it. I like the energy and attitude. I don't like the way I played on it. You know, but then again, you know, I'm my biggest critic. Cricket
too.
I'm a cricket too. Me and Buddy Holly, we go way back. But I'm always critique myself a little higher than I should. So I mean, I enjoy it because I also have memories about recording it with, you know, Les, Bill, and Rob, and with, you know, Bill Matoya, and like being in our first experience. When I listen to Money Talks, I love that record. I love the way I played. I love the way that everyone played on that record. I love what we wrote about, how Bill's voice sounded, the production that Bill did, the stories that we have, like the different studios we recorded at. Like Les and I, over the weekend, we were texting each other back and forth about the different studios we recorded at. And I mean, you got to think for us, like when Les and I listen to it, I'm sure it's the same with Bill and Rob. You remember everything that went into it, like the rehearsals at my parents' place in Santa Monica when the cops would come and tell us to turn it down. And to playing them live before the albums came out, like Offenders Ballroom opened up for, Possessed, Evil Dead, and Dark Angel. But just, to listen to it now, like I really enjoy those records, and I enjoy Stream just as much. I think Stream, we wrote our best stuff on that, just not the best production. If we worked with Bill, maybe, who knows, it would have been even better.
Yeah, why didn't you work with Bill on that one?
I think that our relationship with Metal
You know what,
Blade
Bill?
Damn it.
Yeah. Why didn't you work with Bill?
Les has the answer. Hold on.
Yeah.
Les, continue.
We never had any problems with Bill, but we felt like Metal Blade kind of was ignoring us at the time. We felt like that they weren't putting any energy into promoting us. I don't think it was just kind of like I don't think we felt like we mattered a whole lot to them. So in that sense, we decided, well, we're just going to go off and do our own thing then. If you're not going to care about.
Yeah, but why shit on Bill? Because he's like the Quincy Jones of metal.
It wasn't shitting on Bill. It was more like we sat down as a band going, okay, look we want to make this next record. We want to work with Bill, but we have to look out for ourselves as well.
Right. I was part of the company back then. So that had...
Yeah, and it wasn't anything personal. Like that was
the reason, because I was an employee at Metal Blade. I'm just asking because I've always wanted.
Hey, it's great to see Bill. Hey, what the fuck? Why didn't you fucking work with me?
Yeah, I guess I don't. That was a long time ago. So, but yes, I was part of. I sat behind a desk back then.
But also,
I think they answered it honestly. You know what? At the time, they thought that Metal Blade was, which I'm sure they probably were. But Bill, let me ask you this: how do you feel now? Because to me, not only Lost Johnny, come on. When I think of Metal Blade, I still think of Bill Montour. I don't give a fuck what's gone on fucking 20 years later. As a matter of fact, I find it highly disrespectful that you're not affiliated with that no more, because you were one of the... I know, I'm probably getting touchy. I think you are one of the founding members and the foundation of that fucking record label. Why are you not recognized, and why are you not working with Metal Blade no more?
Well, it just came down to I couldn't do both jobs. I couldn't sit behind the desk and sit behind a mixing board. And Brian came to me one day and said, dude, it more or less happened the time I started working with Wasp. Blackie was taking a lot lot of my time. And,
what a dick. He is a dick. Come on, it's been documented.
No comment. And so I had to make the decision. It was my decision to keep doing the studio stuff. So I can't blame Brian at all.
Right. How do you feel about when you brought in Cryptic Slaughter to record Money Talks? Did you admire their growth?
No, I thought it
because
blew
that
me
record
away,
had,
the growth.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because you're the only motherfucker that could answer this. There was a maturity on that album.
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons why I was so disappointed that I wasn't involved in the next record, because there was such a
bad.
I thought there was such you should feel bad. There was such a lead between.
I do feel bad already, because it would have sounded a lot better if you had done it.
I also wish Money Talks was just a lot longer, that there was more songs, because you guys, it was.
There was a growth, right?
Oh, it was tremendous. It was a huge growth.
But we put you through a lot of shit in the Money Talks record.
But like I said, that's just part of being young, and I understood that. Because you guys were all
we
at
go
least
back
10
and
years younger.
re-record Stream.
Yeah, we go back and re-record Stream.
You know what, Les? How about this? How about you guys all get together and re-record new material?
There you go.
Good
job.
Way to go, Jimmy. There you go.
Is this mic on? Hello?
Get down on the donkey.
Hello.
Is there a hot spotlight somewhere?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That way you
Don't
don't
hear that these earphones aren't working. It's a cheap studio.
You know what? Let me say this in all fairness. The fact that you guys were pivotal and inspirational at that time, I'm sure you guys can still, till this day, because I don't give a... in my neighborhood, it's like, hey, if you're old school, you're old school. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The new school respects the old school. How about this? You guys all get back together, write some shit, and have the mastermind, Bill Montoya, the Quincy Jones of metal.
It's not a far-fetched thought.
It's not. If you do new stuff, you don't have to worry about matching any old stuff.
See, and unless I think you agree, if anyone can bring Bill out of retirement, it'd be Bill Montoya.
I hope so.
Yeah, because Lord knows we've tried. But, I mean, look, Les and I talk all the time. We would love to do Cryptic Slaughter stuff. And, we have other people who are involved who would love to do it as well. It's just a matter of our schedules and if we can do it. That's all it is. I mean, I know that Rob would be down for it. I'm sure, Bill would, after some coaxing, would want to. But, I mean, I'm never say never. That's all I'm going to say.
You know what? I'm throwing it out there.
I know, but
let's
Am I turning red?
Yeah. All right. Convicted and Money Talks is being reissued when?
It's this Tuesday, like worldwide. Like you can get on digital download.
Worldwide.
But like there was, if you did packages, like you did like the Money Talks package or the Convicted package or both of them, I believe a lot of people have gotten them already or they will be getting them.
Now, let me tell you why you should get both these records. At the time when I grabbed them, as I shared with you, Bill, it was a very pivotal time because at the time I was growing up in Northeast Los Angeles, I had to mow lawns. This is before drug dealing. I had to mow lawns. I had to cut lemons from my tree. I had to wash cars. I had to fucking ride my bike all the way. Fuck Tower Records. I was going to Private Eye in Covina. I had to buy these records. Okay, and they were so cherished where I dissected and just swallowed everything. This is why I hold you in high regard, because it said Bill Montoya aside from the band. Okay, so for those of you now, go buy these records. Buy the vinyl because there is such a ritual that comes to it. Try to recapture what I embellished back in 1984, 85, 86. Money Talks. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, if you buy the vinyl, even if you don't have a turntable, it comes with a free digital download too. So
oh my God! Everybody should have a fucking vinyl. If you're into extreme underground music, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You gotta.
It looks so cool.
You can go to Target and get a little rinky-dink fucking turntable for like nothing, dude. I have one. Fuck.
Yeah,
if Boss Johnny has one, then there's no excuse.
Salvador Mike has a vinyl.
Kid. I got cassette. I want cassette.
All right.
Put on cassette, Scott, like we did back in the day.
We'll tape trade you and I, Mike.
You know what? In all fairness, though, listen, what inspired what is now considered extreme music? Cryptic Slaughter. I mean, my God. I mean, all I got to say is Napalm Death. They covered your tunes.
I know.
Boom.
Yeah. I know.
All right. Yeah. So make sure you pick it up. But here's the deal. You are still relevant now, and we're going to play a music block which features bands that are still inspired and really dig the Convicted Money Talks. Hands off, Jenny. Hit it. All right. Lost Johnny.
Vermach.
What did we hear?
As Les pointed out, we heard Vermach. Pretty awesome song. United Shoe Brothers. Interesting name of a song.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because you were actually officially inducted into the United Shoe Brother Vermach at the Key Club. I believe it was last year?
I was re-inducted because when...
Yeah. I got it tattooed on me, man.
Yeah, Les has a tattoo.
Do you
He's
really?
more diehard than I am. Like back in the days at the Crud House, I drank New York Seltzer out of a boot, so because I was straight edge. So I got re-inducted with the booze at the Key Club show.
Oh, wow. What a trip. What did we hear before that, Lost Johnny?
We heard Money Talks from Cryptic's Thought. All right. The same name.
Let's talk about the reissue. When is this coming out?
It comes out Tuesday the 18th worldwide, which means like digital download. And you can get their website at relapse.com. There's the Convicted package, the Money Talks package. You want to buy them separately, you can do that. Relapse Records is a great label. They put a lot of pride and heart into this, so you'll enjoy it. Trust me, you won't be disappointed when you get it.
Why should...
Shirts and hoodies, too.
Yeah, shirts and... Oh, yeah, and there's also merch. There's shirts, Convicted album cover, Money Talks album cover, and there's also hoodies as well.
You know what? I need a new shirt because my Cryptic Slaughter shirt, I swear to God, dude, I look like a Chippendale in it. It's like despicable.
Well, it's probably because it's from like 86, 87.
85, actually.
85.
It's like that Saturday Night Ice Skit with Chris Farley as a Chippendale dancer next to Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, he looks like Chris. You're not the Mexican Chris Farley. Yeah. You're Chris Fernandez.
I got to tell you, it has to be rewarding to be recognized and yet at the same time have your music be available to a whole new generation now in 2014, right? I'll direct this to Les and then to you, Scott.
Okay.
When Relapse finally tracked me down in 2002, and I was talking to Sean Pellet, and he says, God, we've been trying to get a hold of you. We want to reissue Money Talks and Convicted. And I said, why? And they were like, well, they're like my favorite records. And I'm like, really? And I go, but nobody now is going to care about that. Why would anybody buy these records now? And he convinced me that there was a scene. That's how far removed I was from the extreme metal or thrash scene at that point. I didn't even know it still existed. So the fact that those guys encouraged the reissues to begin with, I didn't even really think there was any point in doing it. But then I figured, well, if nothing else, I'll have a copy of the CDs that I can give to my kid when he gets older and say, hey, look, I actually did something at one point.
What about you, Scott? How do you feel about that?
I'm kind of with Les. When Les first approached, sent us out an email saying that Relapse wanted to do it, we were just blown away. People still care. But I'm flattered and honored. As a musician, who wouldn't love being in this position where we're sitting here talking about it, where, there's bands bigger than us that do covers of our songs who, I'm friends with Napalm Death, Hatebreed, Nausea, all these great bands, and they, look at me like I look at Dave Lombardo, or if it was Oz. I appreciate the fact that people still care, and I'm thankful that I'm here with Bill Matory and you guys talking about it, and we have Les on the phone. It's amazing.
Bill Matory, how do you feel about work that you did over close to 30 years? That is not only pivotal now, but still cherished amongst the old like myself. And I've shared with you how your work touches my heart and how much I feel about you. And I say that in a non-fucking gonorrhea stalker way.
Because any other way would be gay.
Yeah.
So non-gay.
And now, present day now, how do you feel about that?
Well, when you're doing it, when you're in the studio recording, you don't know what the people are going to think. I had no clue that anything that I did 30 years ago, people would still be listening. And
they have, sir.
It blows me away.
Yep.
And I'm thankful that I was part of the scene.
You still are part of the scene.
Yeah. I'm thankful that I'm still doing this many years later, and that people are listening to those things. And people like, Scott are still relevant, still around, and still doing this stuff. It blows me away.
I'm sure I speak for all of Cryptic Slaughter when we say thank you for producing those 2 records, because not only was it fun and you
should have been 3. Yeah. But anyway.
It should have been 3, goddammit. Should have been more than 3. Should have gone on. We should still be doing it. But I mean, you know, like I said, we were fans of yours before we recorded with you, and thank you for recording those records with you. And I'm glad that you came down here and shared this moment with us. Because, you know,
only on the very back Jimmy Cab show.
That moment, if you could still flex your check, like watch this. Yeah, he used to do that. In the studio.
Hooters.
He used to flex his check.
Before Hooters were there.
All right, Jen.
Awesome.
Well, let me just share this with you. Cryptic Slaughter's Convicted and Money Talks is available on the 18th for you to purchase physically. You can buy the vinyl.
And the vinyl comes with a free download.
There really is no reason why I should entice this anymore. Recapture what I already know. Listen to this band on vinyl, and you'll experience what I experienced almost 30 years ago, which was a magical experience of rebellion, angst, and being truly independent. I want to thank you, Les Evans, Scott Peterson, Bill Matoyer, the Quincy Jones of Metal. Thank you all.
Jimmy.
Let me just mention this. Grindcore 2014, we mentioned Vermach. Scott Peterson, I know you can't say anything now, but
I will be there with Vermach. I'll be there to support all the bands. Come on, it's the Grindcores for, you know, Jesse Ventada. I tell you, if I'm saying that right.
We will be announcing the venue to this amazing festival soon. But at the same time, other than that, live free, live honestly, live righteously. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Man lives in the sunlit world of what he believes to be reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld, a place that is just as real, but not as brightly lit. A dark side.